Hmm.
evolution. ठीक है,
Hmm.
nobody has lived long enough to know evolution. Ultimately, it is faith based. ठीक है, you
No, it is not.
believe
No, it is
it.
not. We have actual observational data.
How? Who has lived so long?
You don't need to live long. You just need a species with a really short lifespan. Fruit flies and smaller insects, which live
Huh,
for 3 or 4 days. In the course of 1 year, they have several generations. In the
that is
course of 10 years, you can literally see them evolving into other species. We have seen
nahi,
speciation happening.
that is adaptation. I
No,
think
it is evolution. It is
nahi,
evolution on the genetic level. Evolution का जो definition है, where genetic mutation happens with every reproduction, with every generation, and the mutations that are beneficial, they survive, they get carried forward, and the mutations which are not beneficial, they disappear because the species with those mutations, they die. We have seen it happening literally in front of our eyes in the form of species with really slow lifespans. We have even done this with, I believe it has also been done with some microbial life, although I'm not sure about that. We have
I
direct
think
observational evidence for evolution.
I'll send you a source. There was a 2016 global
I
conference
can't
on
hear
this.
you.
There was a 2016 global conference on this with all the scientists, and most of the scientists are forsaking the Darwinian theory of evolution, saying
Nope.
कि
I think
adaptation.
you're looking at some creationist shit.
नहीं 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 नहीं.
You
There,
are.
I'll
No one is forsaking evolution by natural selection. It continues to be the dominant model as far as understanding life on this
नहीं,
planet is concerned.
adaptation I agree.
Adaptation की बात
हाँ,
नहीं कर रहा हूँ. I know you. Pradeep, this is not the first time I'm hearing this. I have talked to
हाँ.
creationists before. Every time you talk about evolution, they say, I accept adaptation. Evolution is not real. This dichotomy does not exist.
But then ठीक है.
Evolution by natural
अगर
selection is what I'm talking about.
अगर मैं
It
even
is it is still something that most scientists, in fact, more than 99% of the scientists accept. You cannot be a doctor or a medical professional without accepting and understanding life through the evolutionary lens.
at this point it is hearsay. Anyways, मैं ये बोल रहा
It
हूँ
is
कि
not
अगर
hearsay. It is
even
Pradeep, if you
हाँ,
keep trying to put words into my mouth by I tell you something and you then just randomly hearsay, but let us move on. That's not going to work here. Don't bullshit me.
अच्छा, ठीक है. Even if I let's say कि ठीक है, fruit flies में evolution है. How does it
Hmm.
compare to humans being evolved? या तो there
Because
is
they have
I
genes and we have genes. Genes act
नहीं
in similar ways.
नहीं that evidence
Yes.
चाहिए ना उसके लिए. That is
Evidence है ना,
presumption.
evidence है भैया.
नहीं,
We have created medicines like, antibiotics were created after research like the one that I just mentioned, and antibiotics work on us.
हाँ,
Whenever
fine.
microbial life affects us, we use antibiotics to deal with it. And
Something
that, that itself should be proof that the fruit fly is genetically not radically different from the make of the human animal. There
that
are other
is
animals also,
that is a good
chimpanzees,
theory.
which is genetically related to us.
That may be also true. But how do you know?
You know, because you put together the evidence. There is fossil evidence,
Huh.
there is genetic evidence, there is a mountain of evidence.
See,
We are
the
more
only
sure about evolution than we are about anything else in the world.
thing, but then the only I think see this is where the philosophical problem comes. The only way you can for sure say कि this is how it is if humans have lived that long. Otherwise, it is just a speculation at this point.
No, it is
It may
not.
be
You are,
true.
again, last time I pointed out that you are talking about absolute certainty and you said you're not talking about absolute certainty. You are talking about absolute certainty now, right?
Right.
You cannot have absolute certainty about anything. In fact, the
True.
proposal that you're bringing, God, how
Right.
certain are you about it?
I am not
How much evidence do you
absolutely.
have about it? How much
नहीं,
data is there?
हाँ,
Where is
but
the
then
experimental data? Evolution के बारे में कम से कम इतना डेटा तो है, और इस डेटा के बेसिस पे we have solidly come to the conclusion that all life on earth evolves.
it is very similar to I having faith and you having faith on. We
No,
choose
no,
to have.
no. Again,
Yes,
I just pointed out to you, don't bullshit me. I'm not having faith. I am going by a mountain of evidence. And
you are having
you
faith.
are going
हाँ,
by zero evidence. And you are saying, I have faith in this, you have faith in that. Nope. There is
you have
evidence
faith
on
in
this
the
side.
data.
There is evidence in this side. And putting together all that evidence, a scientific model has been created, which is evolution by natural selection. You don't
You
have
have
anything like that for your thing.
you have evidence on the data. I mean, you have क्या बोलते हैं, faith on the data is true.
No, I don't have. Listen, you can play word games till the end of time, right? But the
Right.
fact is, if anyone is going into the medical profession, they are going to have to deal with evolution. If they don't, they are not going to be good doctors. In fact, they're not going to be doctors. This is just a fact. You can live in your fantasy land for as long as you want. Eventually, you're going to have to come
See,
out and go to a doctor who is going to give you medicine that has been created using our understanding of evolution.